Well, hi YouTubers, hi, I'm back with the 6 months 60 books, and it is Seth MacFarlane's A Million Ways to Die in the West. Yeah, remember that film that came out a few years ago? Seth MacFarlane wrote a book. Apparently he wrote this book when on the weekends when he was bored, not filming. He wrote this while he was filming, basically. It essentially is the uncut director's version of the film, which I actually have seen and I think it's funnier. But I read the blurb anyway. Mild-mannered sheep farmer Albert Stark is fed up with the American frontier, where it seems that everything and anything can kill you. Duels at high noon, barroom brawls, poison snakes, tumbleweed abrasions, something called tofu, even a trip to the outhouse. There are a million ways to die in the West, and Albert plans to avoid them all. Some people think that makes him a coward. Albert calls it common sense. But when his girlfriend dumps him, Albert decides to fight back, even though he can't shoot, ride, or throw a punch. Fortunately, he teams up with a beautiful gunslinger who's tough enough for them both. Unfortunately, she's married to the baddest, meanest, most jealous badass on the frontier. Turns out that Albert has discovered a million and one ways to die in the West. By Seth MacFarlane. Okay. The one thing I like about this is this, okay? Now, Seth MacFarlane wrote this for fun. He had nothing to prove. He has been in the industry now for over 20 years. He was the youngest executive at Fox, I think at 26. He didn't get that through nepotism, by the way. He actually earned that with Family Guy. He has worked so goddamn hard in his career. And if you like him or you hate him, you cannot deny he's deserved his success. He's earned every single penny of that. And I absolutely love the Orville. Okay, I'm going to say this right now. The Orville is better than Star Trek Discovery. There, I said it. Thank you. So, this is his first outing as a writer, though, writing his own book. And I just love how it opens. This just amuses the hell out of me. Straight in there. Albert Stark was a coward, not a quivering, jittery, weak-knee sort of coward, but a kind who viewed his cowardice as act of sensibility, a coward in name of pragmatism. To Albert, his cowardice functioned as a shield that existed to service a very sensible goal of self-preservation. In the West, brave men got killed, cowards stayed alive. Death was everywhere on the frontier. One needed only to glance at the front page of any local newspaper to see the truth in such a point of view. Infant trampled by a sickly mare, hunters perished in the late spring damp, schoolmire fell by tumbleweed abrasion, mass hanging goes well, mud deaths reached 30-year high, Dutch family crushed by falling Chinaman, women found guilty of adultery, tongue and breast removed, 50-acre buffalo herd destroy town, water tower contaminated by bathing negress, black bears feast on kindergarten class, hailstorms drive snakes into local church, no survivors. I just love that. I just love that. So it opens up with essentially how it does in the film. Albert is at a duel. He practically bottles it. Says, I'll give you some sheep instead. His girlfriend dumps him. And it's weird because obviously, this is obviously the deleted scenes. And it's just definitely kind of poking fun at everything and everything. So, I enjoyed this book. I absolutely enjoyed this book. There's a bit here. This is page 34. The book's not long, by the way. I love this because this is Seth MacFarlane. You can. I read this book with Seth MacFarlane's voice basically stuck in my head. You know, you read a book and you kind of got the narrative voice. It was a Seth MacFarlane. So basically, for almost 200 pages, I had Seth MacFarlane's voice stuck in my head. Here you go. Albert drained his glass of whiskey and opened the floodgates. Oh really? What, Ruth? What is there to live for on the American frontier in 1882? Let me tell you something. We live in a terrible place and time. The American West is a dirty, depressed and horrible shitty place. Everything out here that's not you wants to kill you. Outlaws, hungry drunks, scorned hookers, hungry animals, diseases, major injuries, minor injuries, Indians, the weather. You know how Jim Wegman, the blacksmith, died? Wet socks. Come on, you're exaggerating. I'm really not exaggerating at all. Albert bowed on. He went camping. He put his foot in the creek with his sock on. His foot slowly rotted and died. Jesus, you can get killed just by going to the bathroom. I set my life in my hands every time I walk to my outhouse. There's fucking rattlesnakes in the grass up there. And even though if I make it, oh hey, I could die from cholera. You know what they call cholera? The black shit. Aaron nodded grimly. The black shit, Albert repeated. The latest offering in the Frontier Disease of the Month Club. I heard it was started with a Canadian railroad conductor, Ruth chimed in. Albert plowed ahead. You need to survive all those things. You know what will kill you? The fucking doctor. I had a cold a couple of years ago. I went in there and the doctor says, oh, you need an ear nail. And now in my fucking ear. That's about a medicine for you. Hey, doc, I've fever 102. Oh, you need a doctor. Oh, you need a doggy kick in. You know what else? A pastor shot 2 people. A pastor. Really? Said Ruth. Yeah, shot 2 guys in a duel. I went and tracked down the guy's teenage son and shot him too, because he's afraid the kid will come after him out of revenge. Well, how do you know about that? Asked Edward skeptically. Because he did a whole fucking sermon about it. A lesson about seeing things through. There you go. That, obviously, that's a Seth MacFarlane rant. But one thing I did notice, okay, it only really comes... Like, the book is very much like the film, okay? In where it really kind of comes to life after he meets Anna. Obviously, okay, now I read so okay that Seth MacFarlane cast himself in the film just so he can kiss Charlie Swan. And respect. There you go. Now, this is a bit which is not in the film, but it is in the director's cut of the film, sorry. And so it was for the next several days. No one could have accused Albert of not trying to get back on his feet in the dating department. But between his scant offerings in Old Stump and Albert's own romantic ineptitude, he found himself doomed to letdown after letdown. There was Yao Lin, the lovely Chinese girl Albert had met on the road on his way back from Edward's shoe repair, who was sumptuously asked out to dinner. They met at Clara's restaurant, one Stump's wine-only dining establishment. It didn't take long for the evening to go sour. So tell me about your family, Albert asked her as they were waiting to order. What do your parents do? Are you serious? She responded blankly. Well, yeah, Albert said. My dad owns a business that manufactures brass-like fixtures for upscale hotels. Albert was impressed. Wow, really? No, her expression instantly turned contemptuous. No, he's a fucking railroad builder like every other Chinaman out here. Albert laughed nervously. Oh, hi, that other thing was so specific. I thought, well, I bet he's a really neat guy. No, he offered lamely. Gosh, I wouldn't know. I never see him. She shot back at business. You know how many hours he works? All the livelong day? Yarling was on her feet and heading out the door within seconds. That should have been the film. That's funny. Sorry, that's actually quite funny. Okay. But my favourite bit of this book, okay, now obviously it is basically just the script, if you will, but come a bit more to it, okay, is the bit with the Native Americans, and just this bit here. But this is what after he trips balls, and that bit there, him tripping out, is I think the funniest thing I read. The actual tripping out scene is 10 pages long. 10 pages of a character tripping out in a book that's 200 pages long. You know what I'm saying? So, Albert sat out with Violet Star. The light was suddenly gone. He could feel a thick coat of perspiration descending on the surface of his face. As he took in his surroundings, he realised he was still sitting around the campfire with the Apaches watching him intently. The first pink ribbons of dawn were visibly on the edge of the horizon. Albert felt a gentle hand on his shoulder. It was Conchita. Did you shoot the black condor and kick it in the balls? Asked the wizard warrior. Albert was startled. Yes, how do you know that? Conchita's eyes twinkled as he gave Albert a warm, knowing smile. That means the true courage does indeed lie within you. If you can trust in its power, then you can find happiness. Several hours later, Albert stood facing the entire Apache tribe with the edge of their camp. He regarded Conchita with a look of gratitude. Albert had begun his odyssey as their prisoner, and now he was closing it out as the beneficiary of their wisdom and kindness. Thank you for everything, Chief Conchita. I don't know what I've done without you. So Albert nodded. Thank you for letting me take drugs with you, and now I know what I have to do. I don't know why. I just love that. But the bit at the end, is everyone knows the fun bit at the end. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna find it. Fantastic outtakes to this. There's one where he's doing his big shootout. Okay, at the end, and his phone goes off. I said that Farland's theme tune is the theme to Knight Rider. Kind of throws that out there. Look, I'm a fangirl. I'm not gonna pretend I'm not. Albert ceases warbling and addressed Clinch again. You know, Clinch, there's a million ways to die in the West. The diseases, farming, exposure, gunfires, and wild animals. You know, like snakes. And the interesting thing about snakes is you don't have to even get bitten. All you have to do is get the venom in your system and you're pretty much screwed. Let me tell you about a little trick some patchy friends of mine taught me recently. Take a certain amount of venom from a diamondback rattler, you run it in a hollowed out bullet tip. You know what, you only need one shot. Now I knew my aim wasn't good enough to hit you, anyway important. But I caught you by surprise, but Alan taught me that enough to get me in a ballpark, and didn't matter where I hit you, as long as the bullet broke the flesh. Because just a little bit of venom in an open wound is enough to kill a man if he's... Albert, he's dead. It was Ruth who spoke up. She lay over Clint's collapsed body. He's dead, you killed him. Oh, it was true. Clint lay unmoved on the floor. Did he hear the smart stuff that I did? I don't think so. Oh, okay, still good though. Anna ran to Albert and threw arms around him, raining kisses upon him with all the passion of a patch cast by somebody given water. His lips smudged into hers for a full minute before she pulled away, gazing at him with love, pride and profound relief. Not bad, sheep boy. Not bad at all. So I killed your husband. He felt a little some obligation to say it. Albert took his hand in hers. Albert is the sweetest thing anyone's ever done for me. But it's kind of fucked up, her. Yeah, it is kind of fucked up. Yeah. So, eventually, Seth MacFarlane kind of writes how he talks, how you might kind of imagine him to be. But the thing is, I generally did enjoy this book, A Million Ways to Die in the West, because I knew it'd be just the film, if you will. It was be the extended version of the film, and it was just fun. And one thing I didn't notice, now years ago, James Blish, he took the original episodes of Star Trek, the original series, and did like short stories based on them each time, and they were really, really good. Okay, I won't be telling you anything different, they were nice things to have. So, with the Orville, which I think is better than Star Trek Discovery, I want Seth MacFarlane to write. I want him to do that. I want him to write about the Orville. I want short stories based on the Orville. I mean, I think that'll be great. The Orville needs books about it. Thank you. So, same way Star Trek did. I've still got some of those. So, I'll sign off here. Million Ways to Die in the West by Seth MacFarlane. Creator of Family Guy, American Dad, The Cleveland Show, The Orville. Yeah, lots of stuff. Oh, and also, it was an episode of Star Trek Discovery. And, episode of Gilmore Girls as well. I didn't notice that. And he's done quite a bit, really. So, sign off here. Bye now. Oh, also in an episode of Futurama too. There you go. Briefly, singing. Sign off here. Bye now.